This your first time on Afghan Domination. I started out with the ACR. I like the ACR. It's got some great balance to it for me. Every weapon is different for every person. And the thing about it is that you have to know the maps. And I know a lot of people are frustrated with the game. The maps are bigger. So I usually play team deathmatch, but the maps are so big for 6-on-6, it really lends itself to too much camping. Not that I have a problem with it, but I like action. And if I'm not getting enough action, then I just move to a different game type. Not that I don't like playing team deathmatch, because it is the most played game type online. I will be going back to it, but for now I like playing Ground War, because sometimes I get big team deathmatch until Infinity Ward puts that in as a game type. I'd appreciate it, because I just think to play the way I usually like to play, the way that most people used to like to play in Call of Duty 4 was mostly run and gun. And you really can't run and gun in just team deathmatch anymore like you could in Call of Duty 4. Not that you say you couldn't, it's just the fact that at this point in time, you haven't learned enough of strategy or kits or the map to understand that philosophy at this point in the game. So, to see a lot of people cry on YouTube about, you know, saying this is a bad game when the game's only been out less than 2 weeks, you know, those are just people who haven't developed the concept of how to win yet. Or it really takes some time. This game is you know, Call of Duty 4 has been out for, I don't know, 3-4 years. I mean, people expect to just jump on here and think that this is Call of Duty 4, it's not. So, I mean, when I see a lot of people that bash the game in 1 week on YouTube that used to be good on Call of Duty 4 and everybody's looking to them for the advice, you know, I mean, they're not the only ones that know how to play Modern Warfare 2, or even knew how to play Call of Duty 4 for as far as I was concerned. So, anyways, when they talk about the assault rifles and the SMGs and how everything is one-shot kill and it's just so dead on and there's nothing, well, you know, there is a difference in the game. Anybody who tells you that after a week of playing the game is full of shit. They're just fucking crybabies. And their whiny ass little voices on YouTube just fucking irritating. You know, they're probably getting their ass kicked, and that's why they're crying on YouTube making those stupid ass videos. It's just really annoying as hell. So, you know, the assault rifles obviously at this point in time rule the game. And to me, SMGs really don't have a place in the game, because for one reason only, and that is that the SMGs don't have the range they used to have in Call of Duty 4. I'm sure that you could shoot somebody, but they'd really have to be staying still for you to kill them. I mean, it's the same thing. You could kill somebody with the SMG, but you have to burst the weapon. Whereas the assault rifles are less of that situation. Now, you got the M4, the FAMAS, the M16, the ACR, the SCAR, and each one of these weapons, assault rifles, are different. And they're different for their own reasons. And they can be different for your own particular reasons or your own style of gameplay. I mean, a lot of things play into the situation. One is that you could have a new TV, so you could have game lag in the situation where you're having game lag situation with your new HD TV. A lot of people don't know about that. Also, the weapons could be different just because the sound that they make, the way they feel to you. Whereas a lot of Call of Duty 4 weapons, you know, had more of a distinction. The M16 had more of a pop to it. You know, and the way I look at it in this game is the Scar, or the M4 is kind of is a good weapon. I think the M4 is a good weapon. You know, I mean, all of the assault rifles are good weapons, depending on how you feel about them. And that's the greatness about Modern Warfare 2, is that the assault rifles are tailored to people's likenesses. The only thing that I really don't like about the game is that when you're being shot, you know, you don't hear the loudness. But then when you watch the kill cam, it's like it's really loud, and you see the person shooting, and the gun is popping. In Call of Duty 4, you would hear the kill. You hear the gun firing, and you know where that person was at. Versus in this game, you really don't know where a person is. And, you know, sometimes it's a little annoying, but you know, it's something you got to get used to. But the great thing is that there's different assault rifles for different people, and you just have to see what works for you. I really can't tell people, you know, what's bad and what isn't good. I mean, that's all a, you know, a preference thing. You know, I can go over and tell you my reasons why I think they are, but I'm not gonna induce those things on people on YouTube. Whereas I see other people on YouTube going, you know, you shouldn't have this, and this is the reason why, and this is why it works. It's not Call of Duty 4, so it's different for everybody. I mean, you might like the Scar. I mean, because I used to like the Scar, and then I didn't like the ACR because I thought the ACR shot slower. But then I left the Scar to go to the ACR because now I think it shoots, it has less reeling. There's a lot of reeling goes on in this game. So if you play like fighting games, you understand what I mean by reeling. You know, like when you get hit, your body reels back. And so that's the thing. That's why you should prestige, so you can go through the cycle of weapons again to see what suits you the best. See, I don't know what would suit you the best. Whatever situation suits you is going to work for you. And every time I prestige, it changes. You know, I find something new, something that I feel comfortable with. That's what I use. Now, as far as run and gun, you have to, if you want to run and gun, you're going to have to die a lot. You're going to have to go through a lot of scenarios to get back to where you want to be in Call of Duty 4. Because the maps are bigger, the games are bigger, there's more people online. You're going to have to cycle through so many scenarios to where you have to see every situation in order to be a run and gun gamer. Now, you're not going to be able to make that distinction in 1 week of gameplay and go, I'm going to write it on my blog and say MW2 sucks. You know, only faggots do shit like that. You know, there's a little bitch move. You crying because you're getting killed and you can't understand the game. So, I got some other videos. I will go over all of those. And then, as I move along into the future with my videos, I'll be more specific on setups. But just, you know, you have to go through prestige as many times as you can so you can find out what works for you, so you can get to the point where you were at in Call of Duty 4. It's your boy Fizz. Peace out, and until next time.